creature. This is the only thing that works. Nothing else works. Terry Lynn's not here tonight, but I'll use it for an example. Somebody can call her and tell her if you want. Text her, Facebook her, do whatever. Years ago, when they first came to this church, her and Wade, she was worried about her kids intermingling with society, and intermingling with Sunday school, and intermingling with schools, and intermingling. She tried to keep them separate. Everything started falling apart. Everything started going in the wrong direction. So her and I had a big talk one day. She said, I don't understand what's going on. I said, well, it's easy to understand, Terry Lynn. You can put a child in a soundproof room with absolutely no germs in it whatsoever and just bottle it all up and no outside air, no outside influence comes in it. And you've already contaminated the room. She said, how? I said, you put the child in it. Every parent understands what I just said there? Your children are born sinners.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I was born a sinner. You was born a sinner. You can take me out of every bit of environment that's in this world. I'm still going to sin.
That's right.
I got the nature in me. I got that fallen nature that's outside of God in me. You didn't have to teach me how to lie. I did it very well as a child. You didn't have to teach me how to connive, trick, and fool, and do whatever. I did it very well. And as I got older, I just kept getting better. You didn't have to teach me how to be mean. I automatically got that as soon as I walked on the school grounds. Meanness just hit me. Everybody understand? You cannot protect your children or the next generation by teaching, learning, separation. You're not going to teach them that way. The only way you can teach your children or the next generation, we need to let the baptism of the Holy Ghost fill this house, fill our lives as parents, and then it will begin to contaminate the children, the next generation that's coming up behind you, and they will see the glory, the power, the majesty of God, and it will work against their nature. Now, you say, well, it's hard. It's definitely going to be hard because you got an old, sinful nature in that kid that's going to fight you tooth and nail.
Yeah.
Man, I look for every excuse in the book when I go to church. Every excuse in the book. You have to stay home tonight, Mom. Roger's not home. Can I stay home? Can I go up with Roger and stay with Randy tonight? Well, okay, this one time. One time turns into two. 2 and 4. Right? Becomes easy. Right? That's why the Scripture teaches us, and the Lord teaches us. Don't get weary in well-doing.
Right.
Don't get weary these Monday nights. Don't get weary, church. Don't get weary. Well, I've not seen anything. Oh, yes, you will. Open your eyes just a little bit more. Not these ones. This one here. Open it up. There's things going on. There's things happening. There's things transpiring. Things taking place. Just open up your eyes a little bit. Don't get weary in well-doing. Don't stop. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Give in once. You're going to give in twice. Give in twice, you're going to give in 4 times. God has created in us a new creature. A new creature. Ephesians 4 and 24, honey, please. Ephesians 4 and 24. Boy, guys, it's melted yet? I know it's all melting up here. And then you put on the new man, which after God has created in righteousness and true holiness. That means there's a false holiness, right?
That's right.
Right? Everybody agree with that?
That's right.
There's a false holiness. It's called a man's holiness. Man's religion. Man's doctrines. You know, we'll hold somebody over here to it. But somebody over here, we won't hold them to the same thing. Right? I told a friend of mine the other day, he said back quite a few years ago, I took Javen off the platform. He was, I don't know, 16, 15, 17. He was 17. I took him off the platform. Made him get up in front of the church, apologize. Jason, you remember, right? Made him apologize. Said, you're on the platform doing this stuff. You're the preacher's son. You fix it, get it right. And I said, the church now knows that if I would do that to my own son, then I'm being true.
That's right.
Right? I'm being true. I'm trying to be true. Fair. I know preachers that would crucify your kids and let their kids do everything. We had pastors when I was little that have like that. Right? And then those kids never served God anyway. Preacher just let them do whatever they want to do.
That's right.
Right? I don't agree with that. I don't believe that. There's a new man that's been put on us, which after God has created in righteousness and true holiness. We need to understand, we need to recognize there's a place that we need to be in God. We need to find that place. If you were here Sunday morning, you heard me remind Javen of that place. Each one of us has that somewhere. And we need to remind ourselves of that, because we need to take that new thing and get it shiny again. That new heart, that new creature, that new spirit. We need to keep it in that place where it's fresh. And that anointing is fresh. And that power of God is fresh. Romans 12:2. There's things that we need to put on. I have a 1, 2, 3. I got to print 4 more pages. Is that okay? Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. I've used this statement before, and I'll use it again. If I'd have been God, I'd have put a lot in hell. Anybody else here with me? You're afraid to confess it? Or Orlin, you agree with me? I do. Anybody else? As far as I'm concerned, Lot was a terrible character. Just the only consistency he had was to set in the gate and vexed his righteous soul. Never did anything else, nothing else. And in that process of doing that, he raised up 2 nations that were such a thorn in the side of Israel to this day. Just a thorn. But I'm not God. How many years later? I'm glad God's God.
Yes.
Huh? That's what it calls it. Yeah. It's he kept something in his own heart and never gave it to anybody else. I always compare Lot to the New Testament scripture that says some men's works are going to be burned by fire, and the soul itself be saved. Lot has nothing that I can see in the Bible to offer God. If he gets a crown, it'll be better. Nothing better. I want to serve God. I want to know who God is. I want to be excited about it. I don't want to dummy it down and make it like it's just common and we can just do whatever we want to do. It's not about that, is it? It's not common. We've got something that God has given to us. And so by the renewing of our mind, how do I do this? How do I keep this new? How do I stay new? That first feeling that I had, that I loved everybody and everybody was great and everything was great. How do I keep that? How do I stay in that place? Okay, darling, Colossians 3:10. Let's read that one. Colossians 3:10. Go on, put it on the board for it. Let's see what it says. And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge. Everybody say knowledge. After the image of him that created it. So what is that? That's the Bible, right? Everybody get that? I mean, I know it didn't say the Bible, but that's what it's saying. Which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him. Who created us? God created us. Right? And my knowledge needs to be after him. How am I going to stay renewed? I've got to get knowledge. I've got to stay in that knowledge of the things of God, because if I don't, I'm going to fail. I'm going to look rusty. I'm going to look tired. I'm going to look weary. I'm going to get discouraged. I'm going to quit. I'm going to stop. All that old man's going to raise up, and all that old stuff is going to start taking over. Now, I shouldn't even started with this, but what time we got? Oh, yeah. I don't think young people are done yet. Haven't heard any noise. Anybody hear?
They weren't.
Transcendence. Transcendence. The word transcend means to rise above or to go beyond the limits. It means to be prior to, or something that is beyond or above the universe or material existence. Transcend. It means being beyond comprehension. So what am I describing? I'm describing God, right? To rise above, to go beyond the limits, to be prior to go beyond and above the universe or material existence, being beyond comprehension. Transcendence. 1 Chronicles 29:11, Bonnie, please. Getting that tickle in my throat, I think it's 80's finger. Jason, you know how that works, right? 1 Chronicles 29:11. Thine, O Lord, is the greatness and the power. Did you get that? That's that first line. Did you understand that? Thine, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty. For all that is in the heaven and in the earth is thine. Thine is the kingdom, O Lord. Thou art exalted as head above all.
Hallelujah.
Think about it. He has transcended. God's transcended. That's who we need to understand. He's above every trial, every test, every bit of agony, every bit of pain, every bit of sickness, every bit of sin, every onslaught that you've got that's negative in this old world, every bit of your flesh that comes against you. God transcends it all. He's above it all. He's priority to it. He's before it all. Everything in the heaven and everything in the earth belongs to God. He is exalted as head above all. Everything. There's nothing that is ahead of him. How can we be defeated? Read the epistles of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John. It tells us in there we don't ever have to sin even.
That's right.
That's what it tells us. If you ever read it, 1st, 2nd, 3rd John says you never have to sin. I used to read it as a kid and say, wow, how did we get to this place? But that's what it's saying. That is the power and the existence of God. Thine, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty. For all that is in the heaven and in the earth is thine everything. Thine is the kingdom. What did he say to Nicodemus? Except you be born again, you're not going to enter into the kingdom. Can't enter into Christ.
That's right.
How do they do? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thine is the kingdom. You're exalted as head above all. Everything belongs to God. Job 11, verse 7 and 8 on. Job 11, 7 and 8. When I get through these scriptures here, I'll stop, okay? I only got 22. Okay. Job 11, verse 7 and 8. Canst thou, by searching, find out God? Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? Verse 8. It is as high as heaven. What canst thou do? Deeper than hell. What canst thou know? How awesome is God? How majesty is God? How high is God? We have to think in our mind, like we think in depth and width and heights and all that kind of stuff, right? We think in sizes and everything. God has no size to him. There's no depth to him. He goes farther down than hell. He goes higher than the heavens. It's